Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Viral video going around Metro Detroit shows law enforcement raiding homes today.
And tonight we're learning the Michigan Attorney General's office is behind these searches. Activist groups claim multiple college student activists were briefly detained during those raids. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. CARE Michigan is calling these raids both aggressive and a misuse of power. Jacqueline Francis joining us live from the campus of U of M tonight. Jacqueline, have you learned what these searches are about?
Well, the Attorney General's office told us what these searches were not about. They said this investigation has nothing to do with the protests that took place here on the University of Michigan campus. They also told me that they have nothing to do with immigration enforcement. So what is it about? It seems it's about vandalism. Take a look.
No search warrant was provided.
It's the viral video that got social media's attention Wednesday. It shows law enforcement agencies raiding the homes of pro-Palestinian student activists. That's according to the American Muslim civil rights group CARE. The Michigan Attorney General's office confirmed to Local 4 that multiple search warrants were executed Wednesday in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and Canton Township. The AG's office said the search warrants were not related to any protests on the University of Michigan campus. They also said it has nothing to do with immigration enforcement. I asked the AG's office if the searches were related to last year's vandalism at a U of M Regents home that included graffiti on their car writing "Divest and Free Palestine." In response, the AG's office said the searches were, quote, a furtherance of our investigation into multi-jurisdictional acts of vandalism. The video has CARE speaking out, releasing a statement saying, quote, staff witnessed armed agents executing search warrants in a residential neighborhood, causing significant fear and distress for the targeted students and their families. We reached out wanting to talk more with CARE Michigan or one of these student activist groups, but did not hear back. Reporting live in Ann Arbor, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
You know, watching those videos, Jacqueline, we saw those people being detained. Were there any arrests that were made?
So the Attorney General's office tells me there were no arrest warrants issued and that some people were briefly detained during the searches but then released. But again, there were no arrest warrants issued today.
Yeah, still so many unanswered questions in this series of cases. Thanks, Jacqueline.
Let's move now to updates on several stories we've been following closely. First up, we're in Oakland County, where a man has joined his wife in facing charges related to a human trafficking ring. Police say Paul Catterman II worked hand in hand with his wife, Z11, to force trafficked women to work in their massage parlor. These women were made to offer sexual services while working long hours for little or no pay. We visited the couple's massage parlor back in March after Juan was arrested and found it boarded up with very little signage. Neighbors told us patrons would often park across the street and walk over to the business. Prosecutors say Catterman faces several charges, including human trafficking, while Juan has had money laundering added to her list of charges.
Tasia Keaton, the 16-year-old who's been missing for more than a month from a Dearborn Heights youth facility, has now been found. But police confirmed to Local 4 that she was found in the apartment of a 62-year-old man who has now been taken into custody. We don't know if he's been charged with any crimes. Tasia left Vista Maria in Dearborn Heights on March 14th. During our investigation into her disappearance, several former residents came forward with allegations of abuse at that facility for at-risk youth. Right now, we don't know how Tasia Keaton was able to escape from the youth facility. We are expecting to hear more about this case at a police press conference scheduled for tomorrow. A jury is set for the trial of former police officer Christopher Sher, charged with killing Patrick Lyoya during a traffic stop in Grand Rapids in 2022.
And the jury includes 14 members, 2 of whom are alternates. NBC's Grand Rapids affiliate reports that the jury is made up of 4 men and 10 women. 200 prospective jurors were called in for this trial, which is expected to be one of the most high-profile cases this year. A big part of the trial will likely focus on the cell phone and body camera footage showing the shooting. Vin Johnson, who represents Lyoya's family, told us he expects Sher to take the stand in his own defense. The trial is set to start Monday. A teenager is recovering tonight after being shot this afternoon on Detroit's west side. Our camera crews arrived just minutes after police on West 7 Mile near Biltmore Street. Police say the teen got into a fight with another person before being shot. They're listed in serious condition. No word on if police have arrested that shooter. New tonight, we have news of a second measles case confirmed in Ingham County.
Health officials say that patient is a 1-year-old boy who was exposed to the first known measles case in that county. So this brings Michigan's total to 9 measles cases, putting us on track for one of the worst years in recent history. Health officials say the best way to protect against the virus is to get vaccinated. CDC data shows about 93% of Michigan kids 3 years old and younger have the MMR vaccine. But so-called herd immunity is reached at 95% vaccination rate. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has chosen a Detroit judge to fill the vacant spot on the Michigan Supreme Court. Noah Hood has served as a judge on the Michigan Court of Appeals since 2022. Prior to that, he sat on the Third Circuit Court starting in 2019. His appointment is to fill the remainder of the term left by Chief Justice Elizabeth Clement, who is stepping down this month. President Trump plans to come to Michigan next week. The White House says the president is making a stop in Macomb County next Tuesday. This will be the president's first time back in Michigan following his November election win. Hundreds gathering tonight at the Most Holy Redeemer Church in southwest Detroit to celebrate Pope Francis's life and legacy. All were welcome to attend tonight. Southwest Detroit has a very large Latino population, so the church did one mass in English and one in Spanish. Father Tony Blount says this was a chance for parishioners to reflect on the past few days.
These are moments that are rather enormous, because now you have this amazing thing that happens where the Catholic Church elects the next pope. These are monumental realities. So yeah, it's a time of, it really makes you reflect. It's a profound moment of faith, you might say.
Meanwhile, the cardinals in the Vatican are working out the start of the conclave that will choose the next pope. Ultimately, the field of candidates is considered to be wide open right now. And on the list is Cardinal Joseph Tobin, a Detroit native. His brother Jim Tobin told Local 4 the cardinal spent much of his early years at Holy Redeemer. Whatever happens, his family believes the cardinal will serve the church and community the best he can.
Joe's definitely a team player. He's a great leader, and he really helps those that need help. He's gotten around over the years, and he understands the different cultures of people and what family really means to people too.
And as the search for his replacement continues, the body of Pope Francis is lying in state in St. Peter's Basilica, where it will remain for the 3 days until his funeral. The Vatican announced that Francis's funeral will be held mostly outside in St. Peter's Square. Many political and religious leaders, royals and celebrities have confirmed they will indeed be at the Vatican for the service. At least 170 heads of state or government officials will be attending, including President Trump. Hundreds of thousands of others are expected to show up. About 300,000 attended Pope John Paul's funeral back in 2005. With so many expected, Italy has already launched its security plan. Police are patrolling the streets around the Vatican using drones and underground stations to monitor the area. And if you'd like to watch Saturday's funeral for Pope Francis, we'll carry it in its entirety live on Local 4 and Local 4 Plus beginning at 4 a.m.
All right, turning now to the forecast. Remember the snow we had just a few weeks ago? Hard to believe with these warm temperatures. It feels like ages ago.
That's right. We hit 80 degrees at Metro Airport this afternoon. Kim Adams tracking it all for us tonight. Kim, looks like we're in for another day of temperatures in the 80s.
Yeah, even warmer tomorrow. It is definitely going to feel a lot like summer right now. Temperatures are in the upper 50s still this time of night in Pontiac and Monroe, 56 in Detroit and 53 out in Ann Arbor. Winds are calm and it feels very mild. Tomorrow, it will make it into the 80s once again. We'll have some sunshine and it will turn out to be a very nice day. Look at these temperatures over the next 7 days. We stay above average. This weekend we go just a little bit above average, not quite as much as the next couple of days. And then we go right back into the 80s next week. But again, right now, temperatures are in the 50s with downtown Detroit at 64. We'll talk about a chance for rain on Friday coming up.